Hello. So, um, this video comes because I got so annoyed by all the Empire super cheese builds that are currently floating around that I just had to cast a proper combined arms Empire play video. So, yeah. Also pulling the Uno reverse card and casting Turin on my channel. This is from a practice game we had yesterday because we tried to brainstorm Empire ideas versus Nurgle because I got my ass handed in the single faction tournament yesterday by a Nurgle player twice due to the influence of super small maps and I just not being able to deal with it properly. So yeah, we were thinking about things, and there were some absolutely working but horrible cheese builds involving 6k value landships or for restocking wagons that absolutely work, but I don't even want to think about them. So we have here my Empire gun line with three combined arms, three great swords, three halberdiers, three iron sights, and two spears. And there's some guild being unsummoned, and the light wizard instead taking his place with net and burning gaze, though mainly net, and summons a Sterling's Revenge to take this point. Nurgle on the other side has a bit unusual opening with three Marauder Horsemen, and those Exalted Heroes are completely normal, and also the Caster Lord. Though he's healing, he's a very strong fighter with, where's it? Cloud of Flies going to above 60 melee defense, which is just an insane value for something that unconditionally regenerates. Flashy Abundance and Rancid Visitation, Lord or Hero Sniping with the Rancid, which I kinda dodged a bullet. Casting down the Light Wizard isn't that efficient, and I can easily keep him out of range. Usually you see Death Casters here that just leech down your Lord and Puna delete Outriders. The rest of the build is Pestigors, Marauders, some little sneaky action on the side with the Frolickers Bibanek and their melee damage reflection. I guess that's the most value you'd get out of them. And two Marauders and two Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers with their new leadership are utterly insane as they are basically unbreakable. They really fight to the last 10 modded or something, and that is super annoying. If you need to push for points, you just have to engage them in melee to get early capture weight onto them. Just cuff charging, cycling them down, or trying to shoot them. You need some insane firepower for that. Firepower that I hopefully have bought. Of course I know the result of this since I played it myself, but yeah. Here he blocked capturing. The Nurglings have less models, but the same capture weight as the Sterling's Revenge, since both are infantry. Though as soon as I start losing models, this ticks on, and I bring from Vanguard the Sindler's Rex Guard. I've recently grown to really like them. With the Vanguard and ITP and 92 leadership. They are incredibly sticky. Okay, it's 85 base, but they also almost go into unbreakable territory. So, my guns start firing. Just good old foot-based gunpowder shooting. Isn't it beautiful? I miss to see it. He tries to flank me, but yeah, I have a lot of infantry here. And switching here the halberds into greatswords on the front. Halberdiers take a bit of damage from the horsemen. The Ironsides can't really hit them here right now, which is a bit weird. No, they do. If they're far enough away. And here, the hero made the mistake of standing in front of the gun line without them being compromised. So, on this side, I kinda a bit forgot about this and just didn't look at it for several minutes. Or at least a minute. Bad enough. So this thing here is happening right now. And yeah. Here he started throwing with 3 Mora horsemen into my Ironsides, which was kinda really good. If it were just those, usually foot-based missiles easily repel a lot of skirmishers. Easily. But in this situation, AP to go over this kinda worked out, though they are very slowly dropping models. And I netted one to do some punishment damage, so the Outriders can't call it disappointing, no. Yeah, I'm losing the side. Stalin's Revenge here, one of my favorite units in Empire, still holding out here, just they are shooting unit, a very strong shooting unit, but they're holding their ground against Pastigors there right now. Bringing in more and more Outriders here to shoot into the back of those, but you really notice those 25% missile resistance here. My greatswords deal with the Plague Bearers, they can do it. Here's the Fleshy Abundance going down, probably. Yeah, you see the HP going up. I overextended them a bit, I netted some of the units here. And thought I could maybe take down the skirmishers that really annoy me. Their value isn't... No, some have really respectable value. Yeah. But he doesn't really manage to compromise my backfield. My guns are all online and he took this point and is now getting a sizable points lead, but he doesn't have anything right now here to threaten my Outriders. He has something, but I have a counter in store. The Lions hold. He can go a bit around flanking here, but I have a fresh greatsword, and he can't really advance into my backfield right now. And so he gets all the shooting. All the shooting. Here I do some with some Outrider that was from here a sneaky attempt. He took my backfield, so I thought maybe I took his, but he countered it. Oh, you've seen that? That was some 500 damage of friendly fire from the Outriders overfiring here. Not what you want to see, but they found something else. Upgraded net, double exalted heroes in front of 3 strong gun units. And the other one also has to run. He could go and compromise, but if I kite him and get some shooting angles back, he would die in this situation. Frontline getting a bit worn out from my side, and those Plague Bearers here, they don't do much against the high melee defense of the Halberdiers currently, but they just stick around for so long. The halberdiers can also all can't hit them, and here I blunder my outriders on the side, so they're gonna die. Well, it was a bit of a distraction, I guess, but more for me actually than for my opponent. And yeah, here is why I like the Life Wizard so much. The net is about to come off cooldown, and you see me maneuvering my guns in to prepare and also moving the greatswords away, and here comes a castaway in an open field, and he certainly wishes to not be on open field right now. They are in a bit weird formation. I try to disentangle those two, and he straight gets a flashy abundance, so the damage isn't really killing him right now, but it certainly hurts. Finally I take this point back. It took really long. I almost got into dangerous territory here with the points. Since I had to invest so much to hold the mid down and maintain my formation, I couldn't really spare to move things somewhere else. So I just half-hearted tried to take this, and yeah, almost made mistakes based on points. Currently, I barely don't have to triple cap, like half a minute later, and this maybe 1 minute, so there was some time to spare, so I wasn't that hurried. Yeah, he managed to compromise my guns, and this, due to this then also vision blocking. Yeah, I think I netted some trolls. Maybe I didn't even net them. They can't chase my outriders. This is what makes outriders so great. You can reposition them, and the outriders are definitely a way better unit after the patch, and definitely way better than normal handgunners. So yeah, at this point I was very confident in the match. Since I finally retook the backfield, this was rather scary. The pure fighting was going very well for me from the very beginning. But yeah, you don't need to just win Nurgle on value, especially if he has this super strong healing character here. You also need to defeat Nurgle on victory points, and he almost made me fall in this regard. But yeah, my lines held, and I don't see a way for him to take the mid with just these things, and I have some decent mobility to now spread out for the other flanks and take the side points. A single Plague Bearer. They, as I said, very strong unit, but currently they can't out-capture here. So, and we've seen the fight before against the Halberdiers. No, that's not the... Let me... Thank you. It takes ages, and not a lot is happening there on both sides. A pure netted Pestigor in front of some guns. All the guns. Guns for days. Slight slip in my micro here, getting Chaos Warhounds on the Outriders. They will live, but with some unnecessary 25% damage on them. Though the Hounds gets a short end of the stick now with the Knights of the Black Rose. Any knight would do against Hounds, but those especially. They are kinda nice that you can yeet them into combat and then forget about them a bit. The high melee defense makes that really possible. So here was again a sneaky attempt on my backfield. It worked once, why not work twice? This time I noticed it though, before the point completely got taken. This still gets out captured here right now because infantry has more capture weight than this cavalry unit, but not fast enough that I can't react to it, and they get taken down. Here I threw the light wizard into the fight. He was out of winds. I could have unsummoned him for some refunds, but at this point I wasn't sure what to summon, and so I thought maybe he can do with charge attacks some damage against the caster lot and result in him routing off or dying, which would completely seal the deal. But yeah. There's some amassment of infantry from Nurgle in the midpoint, but I have so many units that just provide capture weight, and there come more. I had quite a lot of spearmen and reinforcement, and the greatswords can actually deal with the plague bearers. They can actually deal with them. Greatswords have to be super careful with toads and trolls, because they wreck them, especially the toads. They dive so much into the formation, throw everything around, and do massive AP damage, and the melee defense of them isn't that great. Yeah, if you had toads here, more things might have been different, but yeah, I actually brought the halberds and spears mainly against the toads, so I wasn't unprepared for that. It would just have been more difficult to manage to get the right unit onto the right target from my side. Okay, and here he taps out. It was over for a small duration. The points really could have been a force-strike. That's not an English word. A tripwire. And yeah, the Nurgle heroes, they usually are very disruptive, and so that's their main purpose, and their value isn't that great. But he really had struggled. I had enough AP shooting that can quickly take them down, that he had to be super careful with them, and still got then hit by the nets at some point, and they shut down. The Lord, similar. The value is low, but it's mainly a healing Lord, though he mainly hit the Exalted Heroes, which didn't do much with it. So some Chaos Knights also would have been probably good to have on the field. So I actually don't know how much. This map, I must say, is really favorable for the Empire. It is a big map, and I think maybe with this build you could also go to fight against them on small maps right now, because it is really stalwart. But I don't know. Usually you will see the Deathcaster here, Tubshuna, Cavalry, and Outriders mainly. Outrider Granite Launcher with Tubshuna on this will insta-shatter if there's no healing involved, and that's 900 value per cast. Plus Leeching Lords if they are there. Yeah. Most things got held up and then shot down. Some got into fights with targets they liked, like those Pestigors. The throwing axes were actually quite good still. I would have expected against the gun line that they don't do anything at all, but I didn't really get a grip on them. I just zoned them and uh, couldn't really take them out. So I guess, yeah, this careful play is what made it way easier. The other Nurgle builds I've seen just opened with 5 Plague Bearers, and they stick around for a long time, so Nurgle has a long time to reinforce it and overwhelms with ever-growing infantry forces. The Greatsword did fine. I don't really know what happened to this one. Did I really not engage it for a long time, or did I double summon it because it died to something? I don't know. The other ones did completely fine, and yeah, they shot lords and heroes. A lot of them. All of them. So yeah, the value is utterly inflated due to mainly shooting those 3. If you just consider the value they would get from shooting at Plague Bearers, Pestigors, and the other infantry, this wouldn't look nearly as much. Knights did fine. Grenade launchers, yeah, I think it was double summon? No, not sure. Sterlin's Revenge, they were double summoned because I blundered them in the beginning. Outriders, amazing values. They fall into the same category as the Iron Sights. A lot of their values from shooting the super expensive or the really expensive single entities that got so much healing and so generated so much more value and value for me. Yeah, it wasn't the closest match, but I just wanted to cast something that is not landship abuse or vegan abuse or yeah. So I'm talking too much probably now in the end and gonna close it here. See you on the next one.